I like to think of myself as a sensible man who doesn't take unnecessary risks, but I guess I might take some unnecessary risks. I haven't locked my door in 5 years here at my apartment in South Mission Beach. Not once. Not once. And it hasn't worked out too poorly because my neighbor, Josh, has a great sense of humor, so he comes over and fucks with me all the time. Like he'll come over and put an alligator in my bed or take all my coffee or remove the refrigerator. Seems extreme to those of you who don't appreciate practical jokes, but you know, you can't do the same old shit, like putting someone's hand in warm water and then they piss on themselves. No, man, you got to take it to a new level. And I'm fine with that. We've had a lot of fun. He evicted me twice, wrote some eviction letters from my landlord and put them on my door. And so I was moving out, and then he came over and said, that was me. That was me. Oh, boy. It's good living next door to creative, intelligent people. But sometimes something bad happens. My half brother Domingo moved in. I don't know why they call him Domingo. He's not Hispanic. I don't know what the fuck he is. It's a mess though. Yeah, he moved in, and you know how it is with family. You got to take care of them. So when they got no place to go, oh, come on over here and hang out with us for a while. Okay, yeah. Oh, and then you're thinking to yourself, what? But you don't want to look bad. You don't want to look like some self-centered fuck. So let's change his name. I don't like Domingo anymore. I don't know why they call him that. He looks more like Frank. Let's call him Frank. Yeah, so Frank moved in, and problem with Frank is, though he's been in a lot of accidents, and it's kind of hard to take care of him. We need some extra toilet paper, and he keeps breaking the plates with his knife. He's got one arm that's a knife and another one that's a hatchet. I don't know. I don't know how that got going on there, but not good. And then he's only got one leg. And at first, both legs got cut off, but they put one back on. But unfortunately for Frank, when they got put back on the wrong side. So now he's got left foot on his right leg. I guess that's better than no legs, yeah. I guess, I don't know. If you combine it with the knife left hand and the hatchet right hand, and I mean, all that together probably adds up to something, right? You must feel like, man, I'm pretty lucky. I'm alive and I can go out and slice and chop people up and run along on my wrong leg, my wrong foot. I don't know what he's thinking. He never says anything. He sits at the dinner table. Sometimes he'll just lay his head right next to the plate and stick his tongue out and suck the stuff in. That's why we don't make steaks anymore, you know. Frank almost choked on a steak one time. He got stuck in his throat. We had to throw him on the ground, you know, to do the Heimlich maneuver. You couldn't touch him, you know. You really can't hug him or anything because of the knives and the hatchets as his hands. So we just threw him on the ground until it took several throws, and finally that steak popped out, and you would think a man would have learned a lesson. He didn't. He went right after that. He started chopping it up with his knife hand and his hatchet hand, and so I guess, I don't know, maybe he's smarter than the rest of us, because he did end up eating that steak while he was laying there on the ground after he had almost died. And he looked pretty satisfied after all that. So we put him back in his chair. I can't get over that fucking 1 foot thing, though. You know, if you lose both legs and why can't they put the foot on the right leg, on the correct leg? They put the left foot on the right leg, so now he has to buy special shoes. Shoes that are made for the left, but you have to put them on the right. Or something like that. I don't know. It confuses me. And I'm not even sure we like having him around anymore. You know, it's kind of a pain in the ass. And I'll tell you, now that's the one thing that bothers me. It's like, how do you wipe your ass if you have a knife for one hand and a hatchet for the other hand? You think he's clean? I'm guessing there's gonna be some ass smell. You know, if you follow behind him, woo, baby, ass. I'm smelling ass. But I haven't noticed it 'cause I don't follow him around. I try to stay away from him. He scares the shit out of me. I mean, how many friends do you have that have a knife for one hand and a hatchet for the other hand, and they got one fucking leg with the shoe on the wrong foot, so to speak? I don't know. And he's ugly, too. Something happened to his head when he was younger. I think he was in a fire or something. Looks like they burned off all the... Now, I should know this. I'm his brother, but, you know, I don't watch him all the time. It's just not my job to make sure that he's, you know, not burning himself up in fires or losing limbs or, you know, whatever. I mean, so I don't know what happened to him, but he looks like he was in a bad fire. Now he's all dark. I don't know, maybe melanin, maybe he's been in the sun too long. I don't fucking know. But I'll tell you what, he's creepy looking. He's creepy looking. I'm just glad he wears those reading glasses. If it weren't for that, I mean, his eyes are black and dark, and they stare, and oh man, it's amazing, you know, the compromises you make for family. I was thinking about getting adopted by another family because of Frank. He just scares the shit out of me. And his haircut is horrible. Fucking horrible haircut. You know, I mean, at least if you're going to get all burned up in a fire and you got some hair left, get it cut right, okay? It's not supposed to be like... Well, now that you mention it, maybe that's not even his hair. Maybe that's some phony hair. Oh, the choices in life. I'm just glad. Glad? No, I'm not glad. I'm glad. I'm glad that I'm not Frank. But if I were, I'd be wondering how to get some tang. How do you get some tang when you got one arm that's a knife and another arm that's a hatchet, and you only got one leg with a foot on the wrong side, and you're all burnt up in the head, and you got a horrible haircut. Well, it's pretty good looking haircut, but I think it's phony. So, but that's what I'd be thinking. How do I get some tang with all this shit going on? Oh, and you know the great irony is Ted Bundy had over 100 girls want to marry him. And I don't think Frank's killed anybody. You know, he might have accidentally slashed somebody to death or chopped somebody to death or kicked him to death with the wrong foot. But he seems like a gentle guy to me. And, being ugly is not a reason to. So I think he's probably got great possibility. He should probably do something violent, take somebody out, like slash somebody to death or chop them or slash them and chop them and kick them. And then he goes to jail and then he gets all these wedding invitations. Women want to marry him. They send him letters every day. So I don't know. I think he has a lot of possibilities. He has a future. And actually, it's pretty fucking pathetic because I don't think I have as much of a future as him. Nobody likes me. Oh, I'm thinking about cutting my arms off. And yeah. Well, we'll see. Only the future knows.